People with intimate drives higher than your partner's, how do you handle it? A man finally made me want to bust a nut in them and get him pregnant. I grew up in an extremely traditional household growing up, which meant I was basically trained to think that a man's pleasure came before mine. My mom taught me how to cook, clean, and dress properly so that I can leave things up to a man's imagination. I followed all of my family's rules, but I was always a little put off by the idea of it all. I wanted a man to be my everything too, so when I was finally allowed to start courting guys, I had some standards. I wanted them to be kind, strong, and funny. I wanted to make sure I wouldn't be forced to be a man's slave, so I made sure the man I dated was actually respectful. I went on all of the dates my family set me up on, and every time, I wanted to run away. These men were so demanding of what a woman should be for them, but I knew they wouldn't be anything I needed for them. So, I got a little rebellious. I joined clubs at my local college that weren't all about traditional values for once, and when I went to the Harry Potter Club, I found an entirely different side of the world. I found guys who wanted to treat their girlfriends like literal queens, where women were expected to find their own passions and it would be entirely supported. And this is where I got sorted into the Hufflepuff house and met a boy in a whole Hogwarts cosplay. He even had a little wand by his side, and he welcomed me into the house with a cheesy honey badger joke. He was the nerdiest boy I'd ever seen, but there was something sweet about him that I knew I wanted to know more about. At every club meeting, we would chat the entire time about stupid Harry Potter fanfiction or about literally anything. I would go to the club every single time looking forward to seeing his goofy lightning tattoo on his arm or his new cosplay, and he always greeted me with a hug, when that didn't seem like he was hugging me only to feel the outline of my honker. One day, I was going to walk home alone because my parents' car wasn't working. My friends saw that and offered to walk me home, which I gladly accepted. While we were walking, we passed by a pizza place and he stopped in his tracks and asked me if I ever tried Caesar salad pizza. I looked at him like he was crazy, but he just pulled me into the store and ordered 2 slices for us. One bite and I literally ascended, and I saw him in a whole different light. He was the kindest man I'd ever known, and I don't think I could have found a guy who would please me emotionally better than him. So I leaned in and kissed him, and he kissed right back. We got a little carried away and we went to his place instead, if you know what I mean. It was the best and worst night of my life for 2 reasons. I finally got with the most perfect man I could have met for me, but I also had the worst intimacy I could have ever imagined. Everyone always hyped up the idea of intimacy, but when he finally managed to find the right hole, he was using his big schlong in all of the wrong ways. But since I knew that my family expected me to put a man's needs above my own, I faked every moan I possibly could because I wanted him for more than just intimacy. The next day, he called me and we talked for hours. I almost forgot about how bad it was, and I just let myself settle for the personality. We would hang out every single day without fail, and I didn't mind his funky personality at all. He treated me like a princess. Anytime I mentioned wanting something, he nearly ran to make sure I got it. He always reassured me that he liked me, and I decided I could get used to this. But the intimacy didn't get any better, and it was getting harder to pretend I finished for him.